Welcome to Board Game Animal. My name is Justin. We have been celebrating in 3 short and sweet videos today the games of 2024, and now we're looking ahead to our most anticipated games of 2025. Let's get right to it. First, I want to talk about a few honorable mentions, and I really didn't mean for this to happen, but there were extenuating circumstances. I would have had Core of Discovery from Off the Page Games be on our top 10 most anticipated of 2025. But, spoiler alert, we picked up our copy at PAX and have already been playing it, and it's wonderful, so it's not anticipated anymore. It's just good. Also on our most anticipated, I would have had both DC United and the next few Unmatched sets, including the TMNT stuff. But knowing that I'm already a massive fan of Unmatched, massive fan of Marvel United, this is just more of a good thing. I felt like, just for the sake of it, I would make room on the list for maybe some more unique, unexpected games. And finally, Azul Duel. Azul Duel would be my number 11. It was number 10 until a certain game got announced a couple days ago and made me restructure my entire list. I couldn't help it, I had to. With Azul Duel though, all I have to say is, I love Azul, and our house enjoyed all of the different versions of Azul. I think a nice new streamlined version specifically for 2 players is just a really cool concept, and I can't wait to play it. The Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game. This one kind of speaks for itself. It's had a ton of hype for good reason. I've been watching gameplay of it and I am so excited for it. It actually has a nice progressing story and I'm really intrigued by the mechanism changes as it goes through. I love trick-taking games, and so ever since the second this game was announced, I've been in. I Made You a Mixtape from Dan Hughes and Mike DeLisio. I love music-themed games, and I love I Split You Choose games, which I think is a really underserved mechanism in the hobby. I think for anyone who has that 90s nostalgia, like me, this game looks like a lot of fun. In and of itself, I would have been excited, but the fact that this is coming from Dan Hughes and Mike DeLisio brings a lot of good reputation with it, and I cannot wait to give this one a try. 20 Strong Tangle Woods from Chip Theory. 20 Strong was one of my most played games in 2024, so the fact that more of it is coming in 2025 is so exciting. But the thing about 20 Strong that's interesting is every expansion, if you will, or new iteration on it, makes the game so different, but just uses some of those core elements. I think it is an absolutely astounding solo game, and now a classic fairy tale theme with Manny Tremblay's artwork. I am sold. Literally, I was. 20 Strong has just across the board become one of my favorite solo games, and I am positive it's going to keep climbing in that category. Animal Rescue Team is an upcoming game from the new Shut Up and Sit Down label from designer Matt Leacock. And this is high up on my list, kind of just for a twofold reason, simply based on faith in Mr. Leacock's track record, an exquisite lineup of designs that I'm personally a huge fan of. And then couple that with a theme that I love. It is evident that we love animals, hence the name of this channel, right? And subsequently we love animal-themed games, but obviously that's not our focus. However, having a game that is all about saving the lives of animals and make it from a legendary designer, you can be sure that this caught my eye, and I'm hotly anticipating in covering this one when it's available. Cats and Dragons from Pika Games. I was instantly taken in by the charm and the vibes of this game just on the cover alone. This is especially humorous to me because there is an inside joke amongst my friend group about cats and dragons and our own little lore that we've come up with, and we've had that joke for years. Seeing the game in general kind of tickled me on a personal level, but the fact that the artwork looks fantastic, and then I found out it was from Randy Flynn, and I was super excited being a fan of Randy's other game designs. I don't think this one's being talked about enough, and I can't wait to see what this game has in store. Number 5 is the Anarchy from Garfield Games. It is super simple to explain. Hadrian's Wall is one of my all-time favorite games, and this is taking Hadrian's Wall and dialing it up to the next level. I just can't wait for this one. Garfield's hit rate with their games is nothing short of astounding. Knowing we're getting more of the super heavy Verbenrite standard that was set in Hadrian's Wall, so rich, so crunchy, I can't wait. Number 4 is Hunt for Blackbeard by Fort Circle Games. I'm a real sucker for 2-player games that have an intriguing theme. Fort Circle already has a great track record, and the idea of this game particularly strikes me. A historical pirate game with asymmetric player powers just sounds like my bread and butter at this point. The thing about this one is just really drawing me in. One of you is playing as Blackbeard, having a good time doing your piracy, and the other player is trying to stop you. It just seems like a clever idea. I'm loving the look of it, hotly anticipating this one. And You had to go and get announced, didn't you? Number 3 is Finpan. I'm not kidding, I am very excited for this. Not to sound like a broken record, but I do love animals. I've always been fascinated in wildlife and just the unreal cornucopia of creatures we have on this planet. One of the reasons I loved Wingspan is because it has that pseudo indirect educational vibe. Like you're learning a little bit and you're kind of intrigued at things you may not have known about, or if you did, it's just really cool to see those incorporated into a game. I think the ocean is just an incredible realm to dive into for that kind of game, and Stonemaier has an amazing track record. As you'll see in another one of our videos, really enjoyed Wormspan, so I have a lot of faith in Finpan. And I'll make a quick point here that I plan on elaborating on in a different video. To anyone out there who had a negative reaction to the announcement of Finpan, motivated to do things like give it negative reviews when you haven't even played the game. My take on that is I'm excited for Finpan. The minute I saw it, I said, I know that's a game I'm looking forward to, and that's why I waited to add it to this list. Because I'm excited about the game, I want to include it in my video and comment about it. There's a reason this is a top 10 with a few honorable mentions. Because if I wasn't interested in a game, or if a game wasn't for me, I wouldn't be talking about it. Because likely, those games that I'm not interested in will be super interesting and a lot of fun for other people. Why would I waste my time or theirs talking about it? I'm pretty sure you get my point. Either way, I'm super excited for Finpan and thrilled that I don't have to wait too long for it. Number 2 is a massive cheat that you can all yell at me about, which is totally fine. And because I'm not even sorry. It's all 5 Kinia games that are coming out from Bitewing this year. What am I supposed to do? I can't have half of my top 10 most anticipated games all be Riner Kinia games from the same publisher. I did what I had to do. I don't really need to explain this one. We are huge fans of Riner Kinia's at Board Game Animal. Bitewing has the most impeccable track record with games in recent years, and these 5 look genuinely interesting. With everything from racing and tile placement to auction, abstract strategy, area majority. I can't wait to get every one of these to the table this year. That's all I'm going to say because I'm probably going to be talking about them a lot later on. My number 1 most anticipated game of 2025 is one that maybe you haven't even heard of yet. It is Enthrone from Smirk and Dagger. The photo you're seeing is a very early prototype that they were showing off at PAX Unplugged. We got to hear a breakdown of the game from Kurt Covert of Smirk and Dagger, and while listening, our jaws were on the floor. It looks like an extremely approachable, really profound abstract strategy and deduction game. We are on the edge of our seats for updates on this one, and I think you should be as well. I've often noted that some of my favorite games are the ones where you have really rich, immediate, striking interactions with people around the table. In this game, which is all about moving different pieces, even ones you don't control, people are wondering which one you want to see it make an achievement to win. There is a lot going on here, and I think Enthrone could be the sleeper hit of 2025. Who knows, but I'm calling it now. And that's it. What are your most anticipated games of 2025? Let us know below. And in the meantime, check out our best board games of 2024, more of our best board games of 2024, and our best expansions of 2024 videos. The links to these will be in the description down below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget, throughout 2025, to keep playing board games like an animal.